Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am bringing you another in a series of back to school videos. This is an album walkthrough of a retirement album I made for my mom several years ago. My mom taught kindergarten for 22 years, something like that. I think it was about 22 years in San Diego County, California, and same classroom, same school for 22 to 23 years, something like that. And so many of the same families went through her same class because the parents would go and request that their children were with the same teacher. So she had whole families of children. This was made back with old CM when we could customize the front of the book cloth album in this way, and now you can make a custom covered album. So you could probably do something similar to this, or you could put photos on the front or do lots of other fun things to customize the front of your album. But back then we had a selection of different icons we could put up here, and I just put her information down here, Mrs. Austin, room 1, Pepper Drive. And these are the years that she taught. And then the spine is similar to that, so that you can see that that's what this album is about. And this album is gigantic. You can see I've pretty much maxed it out. This is a really heavy album. I don't really recommend that you put this many pages in a book, but if you have to, just know it can take it. This is probably slightly more than 3 packages of pages, and it was just because I was really trying to get it into just one book, one album. So it is kind of hard to manage. It's heavy, and so I don't really recommend that you do that. But if you have to, you just know that you can make it work. And so we're just going to flip through this so you can get some ideas of some different ways of laying things out if you are doing a school book for someone that you love. It can be a little bit tedious to try to make each page unique and interesting, but for the most part, you can do things to jazz it up a bit. My mom had saved every class photo from every year that she taught, but she hadn't done anything with them. And so I had my dad send me all of the photos that she had saved throughout the years of all of her classes. And so, along with those, she had a list of everyone that was in the class. So that's why I have these that have the names of all the students that she had that are in this photo. And then I did not have a Cricut at the time, or I can't remember if I didn't have a Cricut at the time or if I just decided this would be a fun way to do the years. But I just used some scraps of paper and made some squares and rectangles, and then used some number stickers and put the year so that it would be unique and able to be seen right away on each of the pages. They occasionally took staff photos as well. So these are staff at the school, other teachers from different years. And again, my mom was a kindergarten teacher, so Santa always came to visit her class every year. And eventually she enjoyed sewing, and so she made her own Santa costume for Santa to wear, just in case his was ripped, so that he would be appropriately dressed for her students. And then this is every year we would have to go in and help her set up her classroom, because they would tear everything off the walls and everything, stack everything up, so that she would have to completely reset up her room every single year. So this is my sister and mom, and helping to get that all put back together. Some other teachers and trainings that she went to. And what I did when I approached putting this album together is I contacted, my mom was fortunate enough to team teach with a wonderful woman, or a couple of wonderful ladies through the years, but one of them in particular, for 15 of those years that she taught, she team taught with a very special lady. Her name is Cindy, and I was fortunate to be able to contact her and explain to her this project I was trying to put together, and ask her if she could either contact the families that had sent students all their kids through Mom's Classroom, or if she had a list somehow that I could contact. So somehow between the two of us, we were able to contact all of the teachers she worked with and the students that she worked with, the families that were special to her, and ask them if they were interested, if they would send me a personal note of congratulations for her when she retired. So throughout this album, there are notes from teachers and notes from students and notes from parents of students, just thanking her and mentioning special memories that they have of her, which really added a really nice touch to this particular album. And where possible, I tried to put those letters with the class photos of the students, so that there would be a fun reference point as you look through the album. Many Christmas programs they participated in, and craft fairs that they did at school functions, and field trips, just all kinds of fun times. This was a young man who went through her classroom who, at the time I was putting this together, he was serving his mission in South America for his church. And so his parents contacted him, and he sent a letter, which I was floored over and just thought that was fantastic. So just really, really fun pages, and fun. They went to SeaWorld many times. SeaWorld is owned by Anheuser-Busch, and they have Clydesdales there at SeaWorld for you to see. Again, these are all pictures my mom took of people, or had saved of people, or sometimes when I would get a letter from a family, and it would include letters from different members of the family, and they would send me photos of their students too, which was really fun. And I could put those in here. So just some ideas for you. Sometimes there were little notes. Wedding invitations, fun things. These were some stickers that we had with old CM. You might recognize these. Mrs. Grossman, I think, was the manufacturer of those. Really fun. And this young lady actually became one of my daughter's best friends. When my daughter came back and spent some time living with my parents and going to college, and got to know this young lady as an adult, and they became really good friends, which is kind of fun. So let's see. You can see the layouts are just basic. Sometimes it's just a strip of accent paper and maybe some mounted photos on the page and some journaling, maybe a few stickers here or there. Not a lot. You don't need a ton of extras. You can, of course, add a lot of extras, but really the pictures are going to be the highlight and the draw for this type of an album. So you really don't need to, draw the attention away from the photos. Plus, you'll notice, like on this page, I did put a strip of paper here, but you can hardly see it because it got covered up by the other items that were added to the page. So you just never know. This particular page is actually stitched on, which is kind of fun. One of her teacher friends sent me that, so we put that in there. This particular class photo was missing in action, so I'm not sure what happened to that. And this is a pocket page that really does need a page protector on it, but doesn't have one, so I'll have to get one of those. And if you're not sure how to make a pocket page, what you can do is take a CM page, cut it straight down the middle, and then on one side of a second page you adhere half of the page, and then you can decorate this part, and then you can put your extra photos in here. You could even decorate underneath here if you wanted to. And then on the flip side, you add the other side, the other half of the paper, and glue it on there. I suggest that you get the heavy duty photo tape to make a pocket like this. It really holds up a lot better. You can see I didn't do that. That's why my pockets are coming a little bit undone. I'm gonna have to fix that for her. There's another pocket page coming a little bit undone. This, I'm not sure, I don't really remember why I had to do this class picture this way, but I think these are all individual photos. I had to adhere to the page, and I don't honestly remember why that was not a group photo, but it could be that it was a similar photo like this that was damaged or something, so I had to, or thought it would be nicer to fix that. This was their graduation ceremony that they did every year, and all their kindergartners would have their own cap that they would wear and get to take their picture with their teacher. Really, really fun. And this is a teacher that was very special. This is actually a letter from a teacher my mom ended up teaching with, who before my mom taught with him, he was my English teacher in junior high for both 7th and 8th grade. So just kind of fun little tidbits. Here we have one of the Halloweens. My mom, of course, being a kindergarten teacher, she dressed up a lot with her class, and so she had lots of different costumes that she would wear. And then this is Thanksgiving, and this is her team teacher, Cindy. And so one was a pilgrim, one was an Indian. They would have a feast and learn all about Native Americans. Again, here's Christmas and fun things. Someone commented that Mrs. Austin always had an apron on, which I thought was funny because she did have a lot of different aprons that she would wear. This was my 8th grade graduation, and with my best friend and her family, who became so important to us growing up and still are. This is my dad and my mom. My dad passed away a couple years ago, and so you may have seen an album that I did for his celebration of life. That's also on my channel. This is a letter from my mom's cousin who lives overseas, and their spring festival where each class did a special presentation, and so just fun things. These are some pictures of my mom growing up, which were fun to add in there, and were given to me by her aunt, who was kind of my substitute grandma when I was small. And these are other teacher friends over here. More field trip pictures. As you can see, it doesn't have to be a big fancy thing. It's mostly about getting the notes put in and the photos of the people who are special to the person that the book is focused on, so that you have those for ever and ever and ever. really, really fun. And these are photos from the graduation, the very last graduation that she attended, and I surprised her and showed up. I lived in North Carolina at the time, and she didn't know I was coming. And my dad picked me up that morning and brought me over. Actually, nope, that's not true. Some dear friends of ours, I spent the night at their house, and they brought me over and dropped me off for the graduation. And I hid in the parking lot waiting for the graduation ceremony. And the only persons that knew I was there, my dad was there. He knew I had come, and her team teacher, Cindy, knew that I was there also. So she introduced me, and I surprised her with this album. So that was really, really fun to do. And then this is a page that my kids did at the time. They were all pretty little. Heidi was our oldest, and she was 14. So, and then this is, I always close books that I do like this with a letter from me, which is special. So just some ideas for you. If you decide or want to put together a memory book for someone that you love who is a teacher, this is a perfect thing to do. Really, really fun and special, meaningful keepsake. Thanks so much for walking through this with me, and I hope that you have a great day and many more creative moments. Take care.